Hello and welcome to another video. And this one, we have to talk about Mechwarrior 5 being Epic Game Store exclusive. I'm going to break this video into a couple different sections. First, we're just going to go over the details, all of the facts related to the announcement. Then, I want to talk about a few sort of consumer rights things that I'm noticing with the announcement that I have concerns about. And then at the end, my opinions and a question for you guys. So, just the facts to start. Mechwarrior 5 is going to be Epic Game Store exclusive from December 2019 to December 2020. The game itself has been delayed 3 months. So, no matter what, the game is delayed for 3 months, but if you want a Steam version of the game, it's a year and 3 months of delay. Now, if you don't want that, and you have the community pre-order, you can get a refund by just contacting the Mechwarrior 5 support email. Tell them that you want a refund, and they will process it. They're doing just no questions asked refunds on this. So if you do that, they will respond to it eventually. They might be pretty busy. Also, they have normal business hours, so they'll get to it when they can. But they will process it, and you can get a refund. Important to note, that needs to be done before September 1st. So before September gets here, you need to request it if you want it. The reasoning why they're doing this, and Russ Bullock did a AMA where he laid out his case for it, was that the share that Epic Game Store takes out of each sale is much smaller compared to Steam, where Epic Game Store takes 12%, Steam takes 30% plus an additional 5% for Unreal Engine licensing. And 12 compared to 35 is a very significant number when you're talking about the quantities that a game can move. This could mean millions of dollars of revenue for a game that could be eaten up if it was on Steam compared to the Epic Game Store. So more money for the developer means that they can fund future projects, and also that they're more successful and we're more likely to get more Mechwarrior content in the future as they would have the money to fund it. The other thing is just the saturation that is on Steam, where there are hundreds of games coming out on Steam, and you're going to get pushed off that top what's fresh, what's new list very quickly. Where on Epic Game Store, there's only a game coming out once a week. So then you have the ability to stay on their front page for months or like weeks or months at a time, so that you're getting more exposure and hopefully you're getting more sales because of that. It's the essence of like the big fish in a small pond kind of feeling. You can do better because your local environment is easier to compete in. And those were the two main reasons that what Russ was bringing up as to why they're going with Epic Store exclusivity. Now, those are the details. A couple concerns that I have about how they're doing it, though. And I want to be clear, I'm not going to bring up anything about like sort of what Epic Games is doing. This is just how the announcement was done by PGI and how they're doing this transition, and some specific dates that Russ brought up in the AMA, and why I think that's a little shady almost. He said in the AMA that the deal was done near the end of April, and the community pre-order ended in April, at the very end of it. There was a few days, he said, that there was overlap, where they knew for sure that they were doing Epic Store, but they were still selling Steam keys, or at least the promise of Steam keys, through the community pre-order. So there was a documented time when they were actively selling a product that they knew they were not going to deliver. That's false advertising in my mind. You're saying that you're not, like, you know for sure that you can't deliver the product. And even if it's just those few days where the deal was signed, it's not like Epic Games called them up that morning and they signed the deal that afternoon. It happened in a single day. This would have been discussions that they were having actively for probably days, if not weeks, to get the small details and the fine print hammered down. So they knew, and they had an inclination that they were going to go this route for a significant duration of time before they even stopped selling Steam keys, or the promise of Steam keys. So that is one of my main concerns. Going off of that, with the refunds, I really dislike how they're doing the refunds. Sure, you get a refund, no questions asked, but there's a due date. You have to have the refund request in by September 1st. And what I don't like about this is that they're assuming that people agree unless they speak up, where I would like to see it as we assume that people disagree unless they give consent. Because if a deal was changed on me, I would like to know ahead of time, like, even if there was some way for me to find out, there's going to be people in this community that have checked out. They have said, okay, I'm not playing Mechwarrior Online right now. I'm not following those things. Maybe they're a seasonal worker and they're going to go work all summer somewhere. They saw that the game was on sale in January. They pre-ordered it then. They checked out over the summer because they were busy working or going on holidays or spending time at the family cabin or whatever the hell they're doing. And then they come back in the fall, they head back to school or they head back to work, and they bring up their stuff and they start checking on their games, and it's past the due date of September 1st. And now they realize that, oh, Mechwarrior 5 went Epic Games exclusive in July, and I missed the refund timeline. I didn't want Epic Games, but now I'm stuck with it because the refund has a timeline to it. I think that is really scummy. We're going to find out some person at some point in the future will post something that says, wait, why is this Epic Games? I pre-ordered Steam. I didn't realize this because XYZ reasons I was offline. What I think should be done for those refunds is that there should be no deadline for it. September 1st deadline is entirely arbitrary in my mind, unless there's some deal with Epic that they have to be done by then. It should be that you can refund your your pre-order at any time up until you activate the game in the Epic Game Store. So until you take your game code and activate it, you should still be able to refund even after the game comes out. That way, there's no issues with the fact that there could be somebody who misses the window and they don't want Epic Game Store. And my last major thing here is sort of a more personal, is that I'm a spokesperson for the game in a sense, because I make videos for the game, I promote the game, I do critique it, but generally I want the game to succeed because I enjoy BattleTech. I grew up playing the previous Mechwarrior titles. I've played Mechwarrior for all of its variations more times than I can remember. And I want Mechwarrior 5 to be the best game ever. But there was a point in time where PGI knew that they weren't going to deliver on a promise they made, which was Steam keys. They knew they were going to change the deal, but they didn't let us know. And during that time, I was promoting them. So then it comes back, and I guess probably doesn't, no one's going to be mad at me for this because I had no idea this was occurring. But I personally feel bad that there's going to be somebody out there that I feel like I've misled because I was giving out incorrect information without my knowledge. Where I was saying, yeah, this is a new really cool mech game coming out this fall. Play it on Steam. Like, it's great. I'm really excited for it. Push, 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 push. I've done that to like people in my office. I'd be like, yeah, I play this game. Oh, there's a new version of it coming out this fall. You should check it out. I pushed this game because I want it to succeed. I want more sales. And I've been actively pushing something that is different from what it is. And so I feel like I've been misleading people. Even though I know, because I had no idea this was going to occur. They didn't tell us, like YouTubers that have some connection to them, that know them. They didn't tell anybody. So that's the personal part of this for me. I feel almost slightly betrayed, where like you should telling your community. It should have been back in April. As soon as they got the deal, they should have been like, "Oh, hold up, pump the brakes. Something has changed." Then they were going to announce it at Gamescom, and it's only popping up now because there was a mistaken preemptive FAQ change on the website. So we would have not been having this conversation if things had gone to plan for them, at least at this point. So, yeah. I think personally, and I'm just leaving everything about like Epic Store's business practices, because I don't agree with them, but leaving that aside, I would refund this game and wait for Steam release to purchase it, but not wait for Steam release to play it. If you know what I mean, yar har sort of thing. But I'm not a individual person here because I have a YouTube channel. I have an audience. So if you guys really want me to cover this game, continue to make content about it, because I want to as well, I need to see like a resounding, "We need you to cover this" in the comments. Otherwise, I am going to refund and wait, because that is how my morals and how I feel should be. There are going to be other YouTubers that are going to cover this game. Beardol has stated that he's going to be keeping going there. There's going to be others. Hopefully some bigger YouTubers pick it up, because it's more of a mainstream type thing, hopefully, than Mechwarrior Online is. And unless you guys absolutely need me to cover this, I'm going to refund, because the bait and switch of this situation is too much for me. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for listening, and good hunting out there, Mech Warriors.